Hey there, thanks for your comments and questions underneath video 1. Today we'll continue our journey and discover how to turn non-working Facebook campaigns into working Facebook campaigns just like a professional Facebook marketing agency. I'm Patrick, co-founder of AdBaker, and I'd like to show you another thing we learned from spending 7 figures on Facebook ads in 2016 alone. Today I want to cover retargeting, which can be the biggest ROI booster if you do it right. No matter whether you are an affiliate marketer or you promote your own products or services, whether you have your own Shopify store, for example, if you're not deploying retargeting campaigns, you're leaving a ton of money on the table. Because in fact, retargeting campaigns can result in as high as 400% ROI if you make them work. Just as you see in this case here, it's a screenshot from one campaign. It resulted in 170 purchases. The CPA was about 8 euros, and the product that we promoted was sold for about 60 euros. So that is a really solid ROI, and it was super easy to deploy. Before I show you how to replicate that success, I just want to speak to some of you who maybe don't know what retargeting is. It's pretty simple. Essentially, the magic behind retargeting is a JavaScript code. It's a Facebook pixel, and that Facebook pixel tracks the entire customer journey and gives you the opportunity to re-engage with your audience later down the road. For example, you can reach out to all the people that added a product to the cart but did not purchase. However, to make retargeting campaigns work, again, there are a few things to consider. Number 1, select the right campaign goal. Don't go for conversions, go for traffic. Again, don't go for conversions, go for traffic. Now, I know this seems to be counterintuitive because you still want conversions. I know you follow up with your audience, but you follow up with your audience maybe with a different ad, but at the end of the day, you want a conversion, a lead, a purchase, for example. And you start off a campaign usually with a conversion campaign if you want to generate a sale, right? So that doesn't make actually sense. You start off with a conversion campaign, that is correct. And then for the retargeting campaign, you're not going after conversions, you're deploying a traffic campaign. Why? Very easy. You're going after a warm audience. You're not going after a cold audience, you're going after a warm audience. An audience that already engaged with your business, with your product, with your service, with your CPA offer. So you want to reach as many people as possible. You want to have maximum reach, and you want to have a low CPC. Because with a conversion campaign, Facebook is looking at the past user history. It tries to reach converters only, and that can limit your reach and also increase your CPC. Therefore, again, the difference is it's a warm audience. You want to go as broad as possible. You want to have maximum reach and a low CPC. Therefore, traffic is the campaign you should deploy for a retargeting campaign. Now, here's a little hack. You can combine that with a really high manual bid. You can go crazy here. You can even enter a bid of like $10 per link click. Show Facebook that you really want the click and that you want a premium placement. Then test different audiences. Re-engage with people who landed, re-engage with Facebook users who landed on your website in the last 3 days, the last 7 days, and the last 30 days. Split test that. Something I'd like to point out, the time frame last 180 days is usually a mistake in the B2C space because after 180 days, people usually don't remember who you are, that they actually took a look at your products. In the B2C space, you have usually short sales cycles. And again, people usually don't remember your offer after more than 30 days, but longer time frames, 180 days or 90 days, for example, can work in the B2B space because the sales cycles here are a lot longer. So B2C space, short time frames, and B2B, in the B2B space, you can go after longer time frames, after bigger time frames. Number 3, what you're seeing here is a sales funnel, and you can re-engage with your audience on various stages of that funnel. For example, you can re-engage with all Facebook users that landed on the sales page but didn't click the add to cart button, or you can, for example, re-engage with Facebook users that hit the add to cart button but didn't purchase the product. So the general statement here is the deeper inside the funnel you retarget, the more valuable your audience is. So if you reach out to all the people that hit the add to cart button but didn't purchase, obviously they were more valuable than if you're looking at the first conversion in the funnel, right? So all the people who landed on your offer page but didn't hit the add to cart button. Really important. Follow up with an appropriate offer. Of course, retargeting is a great way to remind your target audience that they should come back and complete the desired action. But something you should consider is adding additional incentives, just like in this case, a 20% discount on your next order, right? So your retargeting ad shouldn't be only a reminder. Ideally, it should also provide an additional incentive to complete the desired action. Also, your ads should be different, but still the same. Because what you want to have is consistent branding, a sort of memory effect. Someone who is exposed to a retargeting ad should remember that, oh, yeah, 1 week ago, I just wanted to buy this t-shirt, but then I didn't grab it. So if the design is the design of the ad image, for example, is completely different to what your audience got served in the first place, or the ad text is totally different style, that's not good because you're missing the memory effect that you want to create. So again, your ad should be different, but somehow still the same. And by the way, if you're selling high ticket items, try to re-engage with content. If you're asking for a lot of money, people are very, very skeptical. So something that works here is content that's focusing on social proof. For example, testimonials or case studies, right? Show results in different forms. Testimonials, case studies, endorsements, show that you can really get people from point A to B. Do not only follow up with them like, hey, remember, you have to buy this $4,000 product here. Because, price is here not the problem in the first place. There are certain objections that you have to address. And a really great way to do that is following up with content in the form of testimonials and case studies. And here's something really cool. Retargeting plus messenger ads are magic because you're creating an extra and a different touch point for human interaction. You essentially are helping your audience to overcome any barriers to purchase. And we did that with the Facebook event I mentioned in the first video, with the Facebook Mastery Live event that took place in Berlin. So for example, everyone who landed on the sales page but did not purchase, he got served the ad on the right side. It's in German, but it doesn't matter because we actually kind of copied it from Digital Marketer. It's an ad I saw in an article in the blog post. And I just tested it. I just, rebuilt it. And it's essentially saying this kind of the same that Digital Marketer is saying like, hey, do you have questions about DM Lab? And I just said, hey, do you have questions about this upcoming conference? Talk to one of our team members. And it really worked. So we sold tickets for about $300 up to $500. We saw about 20 conversions from this ad, and the CPA, the acquisition costs, were $11. And the crazy thing was, I went through the conversations that our team members had with people who clicked on the ad and actually wrote something to us. There were so simple things that I was like, what the fuck? How can that be possible? There was one guy who just asked like, hey, can I talk to the speakers? And we were like, yeah, sure, you can. They will be around. And he purchased the ticket. So I thought it would be like, really, that there would really crazy conversations happen. Like, is this something for me? And people would ask like 10, 15 different questions before they purchase. There were really tiny, minuscule things that had to be addressed, and that these were all things that we, for example, missed on the sales page. And it's just crazy because, again, $300 to $500 product and $11 CPA. That is just crazy. And please remember, there's always a reason why people don't buy. Usually because he missed crucial information because you didn't answer an important question. And don't expect people to reach out to you, because nowadays people are getting pitched with thousands, tens of thousands of products every day, right? So they really try to avoid decisions as much as possible. So you have to be the one who re-engages with them, but not only in a way like, hey, remember to come back, buy my product. No, you have to engage with them in a conversation, in a different form. And again, retargeting plus messenger ads, super simple. Just ask them, hey, do you have a question about this and that product? Send us a message. And then you can either start a bot that will kind of talk with them, or you can just ask your team members to re-engage with your audience. Okay, cool. So that's about it. But there is one more thing I'd like to tell you about. Just today, I had a call with an old friend. I haven't talked to him for maybe 2 years or so. Let's just call that guy Michael. And something I haven't told you about is that I studied law and that I decided not to pursue the profession of a lawyer. The reason was that I launched my first campaign, my first Facebook campaign, while studying law in the wonderful Silicon Valley, while obtaining my master's degree in law. And that was back in 2013. And honestly, I thought I would come back as a lawyer, but instead I came back as an entrepreneur. Kind of funny. Anyways, that's just a little detail of my life that he did not know about, and he was really shocked and surprised at the same time when I told him what I do today. But then he said to me hey, Patrick, sounds good, but is Facebook marketing difficult actually? I think so. It's it's very technical, it's complex, it's data-driven, and there are so many soft skills that you have to have in place, and it takes it's super hard to learn. It takes a lot of time, probably years to master it. How have you done it? And he also said that, again, it's difficult. It's impossible to learn that. Only a very few smart people can learn it. And to be honest, that's wrong, and here's why. The person that you're seeing in this picture is Louisa, and Louisa started in our company at AdBaker in December 2016, and in no more than, I think it was 8 months, she became one of the top media buyers in our company. And believe it or not, but after 1 month, she had her first profitable campaign up and running, literally 1 month. And well, obviously she brought a lot of value to the table. She's incredibly smart. She works incredibly hard. She loves to learn new things and is also very stress resistant, which is sometimes important if you're an affiliate marketer or if you run campaigns on Facebook. Facebook can be a bitch sometimes. However, when she had her first day, she knew probably less about marketing than you do now, because before working at AdBaker, she worked as a real estate agent and had absolutely nothing to do with Facebook marketing. The only touch point she had with Facebook marketing was a Facebook profile that she had, and she only logged into Facebook maybe 4 times per month. So, long story short, if you want to be as successful as she is today, and trust me, we are incredibly proud of her. It's really crazy what she accomplished in a really short period of time. You essentially need one thing only: someone to learn from. The primary reason why Lisa had such a steep learning curve was because she was sitting right next to us. She saw how to build campaigns. She looked over her shoulder and she saw campaigns that take off and she saw campaigns that fail. And she also saw the mistakes that we did. And she also knew what the mistakes are that she has to avoid. In other words, she was exposed to the right training material, and when she started to build her first campaign and she had any questions, she was able to get an answer from someone who's building Facebook campaigns virtually 24/7. So again, Facebook marketing is not difficult. I just really want to encourage you to learn it and to build your first campaign if you want to learn it. And if you learn it from the right people, there's a really high chance that you will be successful. So I hope this story encourages you to take action and to get started. And tomorrow we will cover how to scale campaigns without killing your best converting ad. And trust me, killing your campaign is easier than you think. There are a few things that you can really fuck up. And hey, if you liked what you saw, please post a comment underneath this video or ask me a question. And I guess I'll see you in video number 3.